Paddlers, it's not a safe situation with boards and swimmers all.
It's time to go and catch their breath and take stock. They'll caucus with their coaches and the people who've been training with them, trying to dissect what went well, what perhaps didn't, what is going with the nippers as well. There's been a whole host of those.
So, coming to a bit of a way. Playing for it. That safety officer direct. Just need to get him away there. Well, Big Bay, the Durban front, and Big Bay
looking good in his Clifton. His fish hook kill. Semi-finals in the beach final. Under 14 beach top 4 will go to the final. Cross for Clifton and
You saw the rounds are going to be decided by 8 teams. One of those, there's now no limit to that round of deciding 6 is going to it's going to be really exciting. First to the semi.
We've got Clifton, Seagulls, and definitely want to be 2 fish hook teams to the final here, Stanford.
A little bit to the south.
I know that our viewing on the beach arena, so we're taking 4. We'll see are about to start Taplin.
And a good start there. See Durban Surf going strongly. This young lady trying to now take the lead. Look at Landadna with the t-shirt. Landadna, Strandfontein coming through Marlin on their home beach.
And that under 14 teams are.
Well, I'll tell you, national is a start. I'm sure we're going to have everyone standing around the sprint track. Please do not lean on the fencing, lean on it.
Dave, who's interviewing the beach relay, the board relay, exciting. This is the.
Dudno looking really strong. Strandfontein.
Right, incorrect information.
Very happy. They thoroughly enjoy what they do.
As well, I can see that.
Yes, now, you know, the kids like to be in. These kids were all about remaining composed, getting your hand over right, and you know, the handovers take a lot of time. Your kids have to get used to one another. Others, you also advance. But I think most of all is just being part. Yeah. You know, behind the line, 2 or 3.
Pick the order that they run in.
We normally try respective sprints. Who's going to run first, and let's change over to do the same on the beach.
You know what's running and have the resources are really
adapt to the conditions the best. The tricky part can be some of the faster teams.
Isn't the perfect science. You need one with broken heart because
knocks, but the water that stands.
Okay, I'm going to ask you for an.
I mean, like you said, Southern Cross is a good team. They're strong. It's also quite a strong team.
Very confident. So there's the story. Calm.
Yeah, I think for them all, nerves. You know, we always try to tell them you're going to be. They know what to do. So for me, it's
into a final in style. I can see you proud.
Yes, now for sure. And then whatever. And this is the. I think
very much. You've really done the.
It's secure at the moment. Silver is also secure. From London.
And certainly not giving up here. Looks like it's pretty much shown up.
So here we go. Clifton.
A little run. Can seal the board.
Have a look at the final. This is going to be very close. This is all going to come down to handovers. We know there's an explosiveness amongst all of these athletes.
He's going to sprint across the beach. and they're going to get a medal.
Southern Cross looking to set every athlete is different, of nothing more than to medal. Plenty of excitement in the beach arena, you can hear in the background.
Here comes Clifton, it's going to be
Fishhook grabbing another gold in the background.
Wow, what a race.
Clifton finishing up second. Maybe that's just the motivation that the two Clifton teams need as they head into this final.
8 Bishop, 9 Clifton,
And David Mocker.
And now excitement on the sand. As we look at the lineup, closest to the water, it's Strandfontein. Alongside them is Clifton. Then it's Llandudno. Alongside them.
This is a matchup of note here, under 14 relay for some. A well-oiled Stanford.
Away they go, a good start, bowl of them. Llandudno get the early running. Southern Cross just behind them at the line. At the slide at the moment with Strandfontein, Llandudno and Durban Surf. Strandfontein to the beach. And Strandfontein blow their chances. Dudno's now out in front. Durban Surf goes second. Southern Cross are in third. Can they close this down? Southern Cross have a strong run in the last leg. Southern Cross from Llandudno. Strandfontein blew it, but out in front now it's Llandudno. Llandudno's going to win.
For cutting beach relay, unfortunate, a drop baton there. So strong up until that. No panic.
I've seen this pick up over the years, and they used to be a top beat.
Well, I was surprised to see Fisher give a good shot there, catching up. It was a tight finish there between Durban Surf and Fisher.
Some close finishes, but hard luck once again to Strandfontein. And I'm sure they had fun, and they certainly showed that they were a team in the top 8.
Team from Llandudno. Just find out what tick strong. So let's go over to Dave. Be in a minute.
The numbers they're going to hand it in. I think that no performance medal was going to be. They were, and the response from how broken those, how things went so well for them in the nationals, because that it is deeply rooted. It's Competition Monday on a pearler of a day here in Nelson Mandela Bay. Gqeberha rolling it out for the DHL SA Lifesaving Champs, and it all starts, as tradition dictates, with that formal march past and the opening ceremony, with the belt and reel, so much part of the tradition of this event, front and centre, not part of the competition calendar, but so much part of the history and what brings us here to the 2022 DHL SA Lifesaving Champs.
Tell us a little bit about your race. At what point did you guys decide that you weren't mates anymore?
Coming in, I just saw a nice wave and I paddled as hard as I could and I got it.
You've got a very skilled bunch of officials here. I know there's a lot of accumulated experience.
So the children can enjoy themselves. So we have control over the finishing at the end of the day. But so far so good.
Is this why you do what you do?
Yes. This is our job. This is our job and we like it. We also want to say thank you to DHL and thank you to Lifesaving South Africa.
Awesome.
Yes, man. Yes.
Thank you for joining us today here, and we will see you tomorrow.
Victorious Llandudno team at the end of, if you look at the faces here, they're kind of dawned that they have not only just one team is.
Matthew Pinsenti.
Just talk me through it.
It's been a small gap, but we
So you get that extra.
Just to run our hearts out.
for the past 2 and it's gone sometimes Tuesdays and Thursdays. You kind of see a training.
You 4 guys, that's coach.
Important one because we've all been training hard for sprints and stuff. So yeah.
I guess it's also, you want to finish off your time as a nipper in proper style. I mean, you guys are going to be juniors from now on in. This is the perfect way to do it.
Yeah, I'm super excited to get that gold in under 14. It's my first medal in this SA, so I'm super psyched.
Okay, so Llandudno celebrates by doing what?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay, that's weak. Come on. Llandudno celebrates by going,
Llandudno! Can I get a hell yeah? Hell yeah!
that's way more like it. Congratulations, Llandudno.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So we are back on the general commentary stand here, and we are watching events hopefully on the. And currently the under 9s and 10s are doing their bodyboard relay. Those are semi-finals, we think. And on the line right now is run, swim, run for under 12 girls. What we are looking out for here is the under 12 run.
Well, the girls will certainly be looking out for some waves to help them back the turn marker. The southerly wind has maintained its strength, and a bit of a swell starting to pick up. They come towards the beach. The swells are strengthening a little bit in the channel, and then pick up a little bit. So changing conditions here at Kings Beach. A small shore break, a few swells, then of the sand, sometimes a bit of wave breaking at the back line, and then a nice flat swim, but with a southerly.
Satisfaction that is richly deserved, and this is the look right now. You must feel so good because I'm sticking my neck out here. That was probably the biggest margin of victory we've seen so far in the first 2 days of the DHL Nationals, and certainly as far as the nippers are concerned, you must be super chuffed.
Yeah, I was like so nervous at the start, and then I can't run, so I just luckily was put in a good position, so I got around the can first and I pushed and I tried to catch a wave, and my goggles were fogging up, but I did it.
So what is your game plan? If you worry about your run, you know you're going to be starting not at the front when you hit the water.
Well, I was hoping my goggles weren't going to be that foggy and then I could porpoise on the banks, but I luckily was put in a good position at the line, so I got around the cat and the flag first, and then I didn't porpoise on the banks and I just got a lead.
This is, you're from Sami, so how much time have you actually spent training here? Because this little bank here and the deep section and then the sandbank again is technical.
Yeah, I don't train here a lot. I mostly train at Semifinal, but before my races I go to the water just to check it out and see where the gullies and stuff are.
Okay, so I imagine the whole collegiate was cheering you on?
That'll be so cool, and I'm missing school right now, so...
Well, you richly deserved it. You're national champs, and a medal for Samis, I know that's important.
Yes. Well, yeah, last year we won Nippers Nationals, and it was a big shock for us. But this year we have some really good competitors from Clifton and Fishhook, so we're trying our best.
Seems like there's a lot of pride in Samis at the moment. There's a lot of club character. Yes.
Yeah. We have a new captain, Leo Stone, and he's the best, and he's... Our young ones are very naughty, but he's doing well.
So you're a swimmer. What's your next target now?
To go to the Olympics.
World class. Okay. Record this little bit. The day she committed that she was going to be at the Olympic Games, when you finally got that Olympic medal and you're on the podium, maybe we'll rewind to Kings Beach 2022. Great job. Well done.
Thank you.
Run swim run finals and bodyboard relay finals in the under 9s and 10s.
So it looks like it's the under 13 Iron Nipper, the finalist now on the start line. Ben Watson of Durban Surf, Riley Clark of Fishhook, he'll be one of the leaders. Leon Dupper of Summerstrand, Samuel Mocker of Fishhook, Henry Harker of Marine, Grading of Fishhook, Trey O'Sullivan of Durban Surf, Jack De Beer of Fishhook, Josh Huntingford of Clifton, Luke Baird of Marine, Stevenson of Blett, Ethan Allen of Durban Surf, Daniel Pappas of Summerstrand, Luke Vestal of Clifton, Liam Garrett of Summerstrand, and Harry Day of Llandudno. Top names there in the under 13s.
Yeah, we just busy watching as they are checking these athletes in, and just judging by watching the heats here in the Iron Nipper under 13. Certainly Riley Clark, Samuel Mocker are two athletes to look out for. as is Liam Stevenson of Plet. We saw those three going head-to-head in the run swim run final earlier yesterday. So going to put my money on one of those three, and they are under starters orders and ready to go here in the under 13 iron nipper final. So off they go, Stanford, and an amazingly quick start there by Summer Strand into the water. This is the under 13 iron nipper final, and we'll see who is the fittest, fastest iron nipper for South Africa today here at the DHL National Nipper Championship. What can you see there in the water, Stanford?
Well, these arms are flaying, they're splashing all over, and these guys are giving it full stick. They've got quite a longish swim. It's a flat swim at the moment, a little bump coming through the swim cans. They've got all the safety offers in place, and the swimmers are now in a line. Two that seem to have a meet on the rest. There's a little wave coming through. They're going to swim over that, no problem. They'll go over that and down. They'll see the red yellow can ahead of them. It's a light easterly or southerly breeze out there, a little up on the water. These swimmers got a little bump that's come past them. There's another one. They'll be looking for those on the way back. Swim, the finale in the surf swim for the under 14.
Well, this is a surf swim. It looks like it is obviously a surf swim heat, and currently it is the Durban Surf Cap in front of a Fisher and a Clifton Cap at Cap. This surf swim.
So 2 heats in the under 13 boys, a correction earlier, and we probably top 8 to go into the final. Leader now coming. He's open meters on second and third. Turn, they're heading back now. Wind coming from their left hand side. Up onto the little wave zone they come. Wind a little bit, that's still pushing them. They're coming towards the beach. The heats or semi-finals, I think it is. They're coming. Our leader's got 5. There's another 5-meter gap. 4, 5. Group.
The surf swim, the pillar in saving, all nippers have to swim test, and the surf swim is part of it. A bit of a wave building up, and any difference except for those top 2. This under 30 surf heat, and a beautiful little body surf in that the surf swim. Fish there in second place. So in the surf swim semi-final, that is first, and right behind is the cap spot in the final. 16 through to the surf swim. It is Summer Strand place, and Summer Strand in 4th place, and now they are running for these positions. Durban Surf is in there, Llandudno Plate and Fishhook. That's your small spots here to make it through to final. Kings Beach looking for the wrong flags. Here they come, and that is of the under 13 surf swim. Surf swim is one of the most important events in surf, unique in the world of sports, and that is why we think it is. So while the under 13s contest the finals in the surf swim, to the final, the under boy run swim run. There goes Stanford, and straight forward, enjoying that current bank to run across into a shore break. steps they can take into the waves, and across the channel they start to swim.
And David, I can see the water safety officers have moved well away, so they can't be mistaken to be the turn marker. Big thanks to the safety officers for wonderful work they do. And we leader by 2 meters. They're settling down as they swim directly to the red yellow, which is just in front of the rescue duck at the back line.
Well, currently in final, this is for a gold medal, and in the lead we have followed Marine. So East London, open gap, 2 body lengths there is East London. We're going to try and see if in under 12 run 5.
And our leaders now building up a couple of meters on second.
Well, they're hitting the first turn now, and you'll now be able to see clearly the gap by that athlete and East London. No, that is the cap of Durban Surf. Durban Surf 1 and 2, so the white branding on that cap putting me off a little. Apologies, Durban Surf. Durban Surf is currently in that proud surf here, 12 run, swim, run. And that early leader as by his Durban Surf, and now it is the surf changing angle just a little bit, just coming a little bit in towards the beach. It might be a little bit too much because on the complete oblique angle is now the water. His other Durban Surf competitor and Kings are all in one line. He's going to have a short as possible if he wants to maintain that lead, Stanford.
The one was right on course for the turn marker, and now all of a sudden, and there's the wave coming. Who can pick up extra on the right hand? Out to see. Still got a on his compatriot. Also heading straight back. He'll have the shorter runner. Here's another on the sandbank. It's Summerstrand and it's Kings Beach. They came flying. These 2 Durban Surf youngsters. The race finished when the crowd. They're giving it all. They are 4 in line for medals.
And here comes a Stanford. It's a head-to-head. Look at that young Durban Surf and pulling. He knows he's got an edge. He knows he's got an edge. He's looking to pick up that little.
Durban Surf wading strongly.
Barbara from Marlow.
So back here at the beach, Newton Park Pool is a hive of activity as well, and we're going to do our level best to make sure that we keep an eye on the pool and that specialist and very technical discipline that goes into lifesaving, and we keep an eye on what's happening at the beach. In fact, the Nippers Run Swim has just produced a Durban Surf 1-2, first of all, and a very significant Taylor family moment here. You've got to be very stoked with that result.
Yes, I'm very happy. Me and Nabil were both going very well, and I think down in the end, I think it just came down to who had the better line, and yeah.
You didn't have a good start.
No, I was stuck at the back.
Was that just the draw, or did you just get yourself caught in the traffic? Or?
I got myself stuck in the traffic. I was trying to come around the flag on the inside, but I got nudged out to the outside, so it took me a while just to get through and then come on the outside and get a good line.
Had you done your homework on the current here and the drift?
Yes, I went on the right where everybody just went straight. Okay. So I drifted straight onto the cam.
Nabili, you chuffed at that?
Yes, I'm very chuffed. I was very surprised what place I would come, but as you can see, I had a great start, and yeah.
super cool for Durban Surf here because you might not have the numbers at some of the other big clubs, but you're delivering the medals.
Yeah, our coaches would probably be super chuffed from what we've done so far, and yeah.
We're going to talk about the tailors in a minute or two's time. Tell me a little bit about your background.
To be honest, I started nippers about I'm kind of new to nippers, and I started it a year ago, and I'm surprised I would be here even.
Winning everything, just like that.
Getting medals in SA Champs. I was even surprised I would be here, to be honest.
Okay. Julian Taylor was trying to compose himself in the background here and be level-headed throughout the whole process, but you weren't, Jules, which I understand.
Terrible, man. My behaviour is shocking. I need to go into the naughty corner.
But this is a very significant moment. I mean, this is like generation hand-on.
Yeah, you, as a parent coaching your son or two boys like this, it's overwhelms you, because I was a runs from run specialist as well. I won here in the US South African test in 1980 or 81, 41 years ago. So I was 16. You see my boy doing it here at Kings Beach as well. It's man, goosebumps, brother, goosebumps.
Proud doesn't even come close.
Yeah, it's just that sense of wow, amazing.
Okay, you could be better than your buddy, you know that.
My dad was very good, but I think maybe I'm better.
No, he's way ahead of me, way ahead, both of them.
Durban Surf celebration time down here on the beach, and there's plenty more to come.
Cheers, guys.
Shot, guys, well done.
Okay, we out.
Turn around the green marker and sprint down to the finish line. Put a home beach champion gold medal at the medals later. Kings Beach is going to win the swim run away, exiting the water. And Rip Current is really holding up the back strand around the green flag. They can see a silver medal waiting for them, and the try sign for that prize. They managed to hold their position. Stronger will be third, Summer Strand will be fourth, Big Bay will be five, and the minor placing 6, 7, and 8 for the points. Durban Surf will be 6. Summer Strand going 7th place at the moment. Summer Strand 7, and the final point to one of these youngsters with sprinting down to the final point in this event. Kings Beach, Clifton, who's going to be? It goes all the way through the line, and it looks like Clifton just
Well, Stanford, there your point scorers, 11 run final. If you are joining us in the live stream, right now, events in front of us. To the left hand, we have the under 13 final number 2 of the surf. Here comes Big Bay to secure her place. Rocks and Summer Strand, and then next, right in front, the under 11 boys are finishing their run to run final. bodyboard relay final, and right now is where the action is happening, because I can tell you right now that Bishop has come position to the few positions are certainly holding their own here in the under 10 bodyboard relay final. Into the turn can for the under 10 bodyboard relay.
Well, they got
Is
to
Bishop
turn.
and Bishop.
Bishop, and they're going to turn at that red yellow and then break into the wind. It's freshened up a little bit. And then into it and then turn and come side on into it back to the beach.
Well, if there's one thing that Fisher doesn't struggle with, it's paddling boogie boards in the wind. So certainly the windier it gets, the better it's going to be for Fisher.
And Bishop go 1 and 2. Halfway across the arena at the back line. So keeping a watchful eye.
So right now, Fisher first, Fisher second, Ted McVeigh third. His head down, his boogie board, trying to get his board to the other side of his beach. That's your top 5 in the under 10 body.
Now turn and head back to Bishop first, Bishop second. Third, all head.
Well, I've got to tell you that Marine has a second. There's a medal up for grabs here, and I want it. And I'm actually not content with the third place. I'm going to be
Semi. Run should run. The leader now, yellow mark.
And hitting that turn can swim the side across to the lead and at least definitely does in the pool that one. I can tell you that much. A lot of early moments.
The Quelle River Mile is the 11. So it was the youngster of that event. So she turned and heads back to the beach with a goes on for second and fourth. They are forced in that little group. Her parents are teaching her how to eat fish, to all coming underneath her that will take beaches and coming up. There's a bigger gap. Strong.
Well, there was so much excitement and anticipation ahead of the girls' run, swim, run, but it turned out to be a mercurial display in the end. And if there ever was a display of somebody who's clearly head and shoulders better than anybody else in the field, then Morgan put it in right now. I think it's all kind of sunk in because that must have been your perfect race.
Yes, that was our best race.
Talk me through it. How did it go for you?
So I'm not that good at running, so then I was scared that I was gonna like fall behind, but then I didn't because I cut around the corner and then I got in the water and I was just ahead.
You just looked like you settled into a rhythm that was not affected by anybody else around you.
Yes.
Were you aware how far ahead you were?
No.
So what do you think on the way in? Did you make time to look over your shoulder or worry about whether there's a wave coming behind you?
I kept on looking back. I was scared there was going to be a wave for the other people, but then there was no waves. But I got to wave.
What you were doing, like most of the other girls, is going way left of where you needed to be.
Yes, and I saw the boys in the first race, they were going too far left, so I was scared I was going to go too far left. Then I just looked straight ahead of me. I had a landmark in front of me.
Is it quite hard to pick somewhere to aim for? I mean, the surf isn't that big at the moment, but it is still hard with the spray and all the nerves.
Yes.
When you finally cross the line, it's a Summies medal. That's a big one.
Yeah.
So you managed to have two back-to-back PE medals. So, I mean, things are going really well for your age group.
Yes, very well.
Where are you at school?
Collegiate junior school.
The collegiate is now celebrating a whole lot of golds now, so they're going to be happy to let you off school today.
Yes.
What is your ultimate dream? What would you love to do as an athlete?
An Olympic swimmer.
Who's your hero? Have you got a hero that really inspires you?
Tatiana's good mark.
Ladies and gentlemen, watch the space. This could be the next Tatiana.
We'll get confirmation of what that event is shortly. And then on the left hand side, under 13 and 14, this is going to be a semi-final now for the girls. Currently being called to the line. Spectators, they have on the so all our and there are 4 athletes onto the line as they were marshalled. So we've got 2 heats on the start line for the under 14 girls. Here in PE on Bertha in Kings Beach, Nelson de la Bay. It has the southerly wind Stanford has certainly made just about a lake. What do you think we're looking at here in the final?
Well, we do see all the nuns, and I believe at 10 to 4 they'll all be congregating on the northern side of the arena. They're going to swim towards the harbour and
Nicholas, can you make
it? Their water program for the day. Water safety officers from that arena number 1, and then the beach run to their program and they before the beach.
Donovan, you must.
Right, about to go into the water is about to go into the water now is the first semi-final of the girls under 14 surf swim. So is I've said it before and I'll say it again, unashamedly. Signature events in surf lifesaving. You see people swimming in the surf while they lifesaving. Lifesaving is where surf swimming started, and a much more technical event. do you have to be able to get into the water? Because running into the water is technical. I don't know if you run into the water at flat out speed. There are holes and sorts of things to look out for, and so knowing where to find a sandbank or a shallow flat platform to run on is a skill and art to learn. From there, you need a porpoise dive, and then you dive forward to the bottom, get your legs underneath you, and then you push yourself and out the water. Quickly porpoise dive, shallow sandbank, and then you'll hit the impact zone. Now, you already are from your start. You porpoise dive, get the waves. Fortunately today for our swimmers, there aren't many waves. When there are waves, you need to go in the impact zone, and there is a lot of water moving over that shallow, strong, and a lot of oxygen being used. Then you make it out of the your professional swimmers get into their stroke, but that's only if the water is flat. If there's a bit of chop on the water and there's a little bit of, it's going to be tough. The rhythm, sometimes you take a breath, and at the same time you need to pick up the back. Pick up the finish line and then so usually technically
Robert, just before we correction to an earlier announcement, in tens. Looks like all tens to the arena number 1, to the gazebo. Mountain tens run will be southern of tower. A short while ago, 9s and 10s walk back for the beach run. And 9s and 10s again is now marshalling at the arena.
Well, Stanford on the line now. The first heat in the under 14 girls. The 14 girls surf swim. We are looking for 60 of these girls to go to a final.
Boys and girls, 9s and 10s, report to your arena, please. Run. Coming up next, it is marshalling. 9 and 10, the beach run to your arena and report that you can. They are now marshalling beach run.
Onto the line in the surf swim, see top beach competitors. It's Anastasia, and she is definitely going to come and just to what the surf swim means to our competitors. It's important that even if you might not make it through to a final, you compete in the surf swim. Unfortunately, a bit of a false start there for our surf swimmers. Wow, the surf swimmers are on the start orders. Away, and now the way to a sprint. You have your step as you hit the water. 2, 3 porpoise dives, and immediately in the lead. Someone getting a bit of a jump at the bottom there. Cap. Inside. The binoculars and take a look. Like this. On the left hand side. So right now it is Strand and Summerstrand who are setting the pace here in the surf swim. Doing a bit of a breast, try and pick up the turn can. Of course the ocean is pretty flat. A bit of a wave for them just to mix things up a little bit of a up and over the swell they go here at the surf swim semi-final. And now heading towards the turn can. conserving energy. Final is going to happen pretty much immediately after final. So here comes our along the back straight. So Stanford along the back there. Well, right now, it looks like Kings is Summer Strand and Harsh's Reflections and the Strand together, making your top in the surf swim semi.
Well, this wind is tapped off a few notches. We see that earlier, and it's at the wonderful condition. Number 2 for the DHL Champs. Number 2. Coming back, it's a flat sea. You can see a few little but not this one. They just got to finish in the top.
The top 16 that go through to the final. If you are watching online and joining us in Africa, maybe you're with Summer Strand right behind. That's 2.
She'll be the young lady to watch in the final. And Kingsley's come through for a good win. Second, swimmer from Summer Strand. Hartley's got away that just Bobby sets it off to the beach, and here comes Hartley's.
Picking up the wrong flag. Almost at the wrong.
This was a game from
and Llandudno 7 from Schlongbox will be 8.
8 through, 8 to go, Stanford.
And 9th is Clifton, 10th is Summer Strand, 11th Llandudno, 12th is Clifton, 13th Summer Strand, 14th is Durban Surf, 15th is Kings Beach, and closing it out, and just missing will be Llandudno.
Well done, Llandudno. Great. In comes Extreme and another Clifton cap. Well done for contesting. Great going. I know what it feels like to get through a surf swim. Did that many times. Comes doing the swim, my God. Okay, for these girls of this semi-final, it is going to move across to the semi-final. Stanford, many of these athletes, you are in positions 8 through to your actually is your most important race.
Well, the main thing is just to get into the. So you don't want to go flat out. You want to consume as much energy, but you also lose out. And in swimming, you only there can always be someone coming from the back. Now we can getting a trip in the shore break or being caught into that starts forming. So much that can happen in surf.
Your while you're swimming in your level and you can't really see what's going on. You've got a certain idea. You don't know if someone's going to pick up a wave or if someone's just out of eye shot, maybe behind your shoulder. So difficult to gauge where. And got to tell you, spectators, if you are joining us now, We are got 2 shots here. We can see some action there from the pool as well happening right now while we are waiting for the semi-final to get underway here on Kings Beach. Spare a thought and have a look within the race here in the 14 girls semi-final. The race within the race is going to those athletes in 8 to 16 final, and we are going to call this one.
Looks like a Taplin relay. The Clifton, Llandudno, Fisher, and Big Bay, Durban Surf and Summer Strand. It's a Taplin.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching online or you're here on the beach, need to apologize, not up to speed here with what's happening in the under 12 arena, but this looks like it is final finally, and this is a Taplin final, so this is a very, very big event. This is a major event here for one of our signature events. Their runners just completed the far run all the way from that far side, Stanford, heading over to their swimmers, and right now Clifton in a strong position to Summer Strand in this Taplin.
And I think the can's been brought a shorter swim than the tide coming in. The channel is, the ripples will be there, but our on our turn, strike across.
That Summer Strand pulling away, got to be one of the host sisters there, pulling from the Clifton cap in second, and then a whole host of caps in the bronze position. At least 6 caps there, and I got to tell you, there's going to be bumping, shoving, push happening around that can now. Here comes Summer Strand, Stanford, about to hit the. This is what we can see on screen. Is one of the host sisters turning that can. Clifton being in by Durban Surf. That has got to be the lane. Taylor there around the can now into a joint second position next to Clifton.
Yeah, it's still Summer Strand. Some great swims from the Summer Strand competitors. Some just striking and opening up more of a lead. It's every stroke. They've got Durban Surf now hunting them down. They're coming back across a fairly flat sea. Tapped on calm. The chop isn't. Summer Strand just gliding through. There's the Taplin. So the order run around the markers down to tag the board paddler. Summer Strand dominant. There comes a little wave on through the channel. Not really going to help the others, but Summer Strand will get a push of a meter or two. Wave coming up behind for Durban Surf. Hard. Kicking.
Up and running is Summer Strand, porpoise diving, maintaining that lead, about closing that gap and wanting to give his board paddler the best possible. Here comes and up, and I got to tell you, with a swim like that, you have done up line beneath you, up and down. Here comes Durban Surf, an amazing swim by that youngster, coming back straight and second position as well. Clifton in fourth. Llandudno in 7th, Fishhook in 8th. That's your top 8 for points. Summer Strand on the board, Stanford.
Summer Strand, we've seen this little earlier. He's a dynamite. He was a little like windmills, and he's going for it. And serving him down. Then another Summer Strand team. Clifton onto the board and quickly.
Watch that board. Immediately closes that gap. Just about pulling onto the tail of Summer Strand there.
So out in front at the they go. We've seen some great paddles by the Summer Strand and Llandudno. Now hunting down out in front. It's still Summer Strand. The wind has died down. He's just scooting across the water. He's a youngster, very light. Are going like windmills, pulling away from them. He's now turning and in this one. in the Taplin relay.
This is going to be a race down to the wire here. Summerstrand going to pull hard, pushes the legs. Is he going to be able to pull onto this little wave? No, he doesn't. He's going to, looks behind, tries to see what's coming. He knows that anything can change, and indeed, look at the back line there. A bit of a bump. This is certainly going to change things, especially if Llandudno can get the nose of their board onto the top of that plane. They might have been giving a shot for a medal here. If Llandudno goes harder, they're going to get onto a medal. Summerstrand in the shore break. Summerstrand is going to wrap up the gold medal here in the Taplin, but right behind, Llandudno has pulled himself right up into a bronze medal position. Summerstrand in first, Summerstrand in second. What's going to happen next, Stanford?
Oh, and look at the wave, and they're 5-6 boards on the same wave, but across the line for gold medal comes Summerstrand in first, a silver medal to Summerstrand, and a third bronze medal to Llandudno.
Well, points are up for grabs here. Clifton saying we want 4 points and 5 points up. Medal points haul there for Clifton. Fisher saying we want some of those points in the top 8, and they're running hard. Who's it going to be? Fisher is going to score 1 extra point just ahead of Durban Surf there, and the final 8th point it looks like too. What a finish, Stanford.
And what a set of waves came through just to upset the apple cart. Nice and calm for the earlier stages, and then it was just waves and waves and upsets. But well done, Summerstrand.
Well, look at the celebration there. Look at the celebration there from the parents and the coaches. What an amazing race that was, especially by those Summerstranders. Look at the club pride here as well. You can't see that on screen right now, but it is these competitors racing hard for the finish, even though they are out of the points. Strand running hard across the finish line. On screen now, we can see all the celebration happening here on the beach. Our live stream, you will be heading off to the pool soon, and we will get back here for our surf swim finals shortly.
So, boys under 13, surf swim, the finale. They're heading out to the cans. The can just in front of the rescue duck. And it's the boys under 13, one of the blue ribbon events in their age group. And the field is stretching out. Plettenberg Bay is out in front. Plet lead the challenge. They've got 2 meters to go, and then they'll strike hard to the right. Durban Surf and Plet. They strike the can together. We'll soon see the gap. There is no gap. It's Plet and Durban Surf. They're shoulder to shoulder. They look like one swimmer. And third place is on their ankles. This is going to go down to the wire. Will the sea stay flat? Will we get a set of waves coming through? We've got the 2 leaders swimming as one as they head towards the green-yellow marker.
Right, I can tell you right now, Stanford, that it is a head-to-head battle there between Liam Stevenson from Plet. I'm not too sure who the Durban Surf swimmer is, but they are going shoulder to shoulder, stroke for stroke, head for head, not giving up an inch, not giving up a centimeter, and wanting to gain every little bit they can. Plet turning that can first and getting a half a meter there on the Durban Surf competitor. This is going to be a race to the line, and right behind them, Clifton is waiting to pounce. That's your top 3. They got a short little gap here, and I'm going to say the win is going to come here from one of these competitors.
And the sea's gone flat at the moment. This is going to be a hard swim all the way back to the beach. It doesn't look like there's anything coming to help them. It's still a dice up front. There are 3 swimmers now, almost in a line. Our first 2 have been caught by the second, who's coming on a charge. Out in front, it's still Plet from Durban Surf on their left shoulder. On their right, as we look out at them, they've just come past one of the safety officers. Plet
They're heading off the wrong way.
Holding on.
They're heading off the wrong way. They've gone a little bit off to the right. They're opening up the door there for Clifton, but still, Plet is leading this event from start to finish, but Durban Surf is not giving an inch. And Stanford right now, the miles and miles that have been done in a pool indoors with a black line below you are coming in to play here. Look at that stroke rate from Plettenberg Bay. He is still not going the right way, but he is just got his eye focused on Durban Surf. Plet and Durban Surf, Stanford. Plet and Durban Surf. This is going to be a run up the beach here for the finish. When they look up, they're going to see the flags are to their right, and Clifton might even come in here as well.
And it's going to be the run up the beach. Who's going to feel the sand? Clifton feels the sand. He duck dives. He keeps swimming. Durban Surf running. Here they come. Who's got the longer legs? Who's got the bigger stride? Durban Surf is going to win it. Plet will come in second. They did all the hard work. And in third is going to be Clifton. Fourth will be Fishhook.
What a swim by that Fisher competitor to come into fourth place there in that surf swim, just out of the medals there, coming from the pack and catching up to that Clifton competitor. Well, I'm going to say that that was Liam Stevenson coming in second there. Not quite sure if someone can tell us who that Durban Surf competitor was, but how many times have we seen Durban Surf win a surf swim, Stanford?
They usually win it when there's surf, but this was flat seas all the way around, and that was wonderful swimming by both Plet and Durban Surf. And just right here in front of the DHL tower, we can actually see a bit of a backwash forming with a bit of a rip. They were swimming right into it in those last few meters. So
well, Stanford, that was an incredible surf swim final for the under 13 boys. The under 13 girls are going to be next. Right now we are, if you're on the live stream, we're going to cut down to Dave, and he is going to interview the Taplin from Summerstrand, those teams there on the beach.
Has the right to celebrate.
Okay, so while the
because
live
here's
stream
your victorious team, here's your Summies team captain, and here's the Summies team that came in second as well. So let's start with the team that came in second. Names quickly.
Sophia. James. Morgan.
Okay, team captain is?
Leo Stone.
Okay, you proud of this first team, eh?
Yeah, really proud, eh?
Okay.
They try hard.
Okay, first team is?
Callum. Zach Hickett.
Sienna Ghost.
Another gold for you. That was a beautiful Taplin.
Thank you.
Just talk me through it. How did it go? Because you have to sit and watch half of it.
Well, our runner was so close, and then he turned the cannon, he couldn't find me, and then he touched me, and I pushed as hard as I can and past the Clifton people, and then I was like, and then I pushed in and I ran around and I touched my board.
Is that the hard part, actually finding your runner or your pad or your swimmer? Or?
I always look for the colour of the goggles, and James had the exact same white colour as thing, so then I went for that one, and then I just dived and I just touched the fingernails.
That's all you need?
Yeah. It's very glad to win this. It's teamwork.
It's gold for Summies.
When I was boarding, I thought Morgan was. I don't think Morgan was in second the whole way, but I saw them coming. I thought they were going to catch a wave and overtake. I just pushed the whole way in. It was a little bit of a bump, but I managed and caught a little run in and started to celebrate in my head.
Okay, that is a huge day for Summies, because come in here, everybody. Captain, I'm going to give you the microphone now. It's time for a serious Summies cheerleader.
Walker. Okay, what's what I'm going to do? Black straps. Okay, black straps. Okay, black straps!
Yellow paint!
You know who we are!
Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, Summerstrand!
Nice, gents.
Water just off the beach. Please get them to exit the water.
Well, what a great little interview there that Dave had on the live stream with the Summerstrand teams, and just wonderful to see and hear what makes them tick. So right now the visuals, if you are on the live stream, you can see the under 13 and 14 arena. We are waiting for the under 13 girls surf swim to commence, and waiting for some confirmation as to what they are trying to organize there, but that's what we're waiting for. So those are the visuals. That's what you can see. But it should be the under 13 girls next. I know that we are keep talking here about the surf swim, but don't want our live stream people to be looking at a dead screen. So if you are here in the arena and it seems like we are just talking and talking and talking, well, it is because we are busy being live streamed. So we don't want people to be looking at a dead screen. And so we'll just keep talking here, and hopefully I don't run out of any words to say. Someone's saying that that's impossible.
Well, anything's possible and anything's not possible. But on the southern side of the beach, out of screen, is the big lineup for the 9s and 10s, a beach run. It's the final event for their day. So the team managers usually put all their team into it because they want all that energy burnt out of the little bodies. And off they go towards the MacArthur Baths and back. All the youngsters in the under 10 beach run. Heading south into a little bit of a headwind. They'll come back with the wind behind them, the southerly wind, freshening up a little bit again. So the under 10s beach run, and they'll be turning just before the MacArthur Bath wall. A leisure complex developed for, at one stage, a big project was to get the Scandinavian tourist community to come and spend time here in Nelson Mandela Bay, and that saw the change of that. Used to be a big ice rink right where the MacArthur Baths is now. The leaders are coming up to the turn. We'll pick up some of the leaders as they head to the finish line. We're going to go back to the surf swim. They look like it's under starters orders. Well, the youngsters have got 10 to 50 meters to go, and it looks like a Durban surf cap out in front. Durban surf on the south side of the tower. Durban surf from Fishhook. This will be first, second, and third will be Fishhook. Fourth will be Summerstrand. Fifth will be Milnerton. 6 and 7 will be Llandudno, and then a whole host of them hitting the line. Only the top 8 scoring points. But you'll see all these youngsters sprinting through to the finish. Well done, 9s and 10s, concluding their second day of their first ever Nipper Nationals.
Second place, Boxburg. Third, Bloemfontein. for 100 meter mannequin toe with tube. In lane 1, I have got Brian from Kings Beach. Lane 2, I have Kyle from Harty's Reflection. Lane 3, I have Kyle from Rocks. Lane 4, I have Len Douglas from Bloemfontein. Lane 5, I have Andries from Bloemfontein. Lane 6, I have Marnette from Aquamix. Lane 7, I have Luke from Extreme. Lane 8, Yannicka from Aqua Martina. Please can girls for 100 meter mannequin rescue medley, Marshall. Please can the ladies for 100 meter mannequin rescue, 100 meter rescue medley, please go to marshalling. Thank you.
And a bit of a swell coming towards them. Ocean's not gone to sleep yet. And the swell, they'll duck dive under that. The back markers will just escape it. And then they've got a swim up to that red-yellow marker. It's waiting for them. We have a swimmer who immediately goes to the front. Looks like a Fisher cap and a Summer Strand cap. They now set their sights on the turn. We've got the rubber duck right behind, helping them. As the under 10 girls set off towards MacArthur Baths, we see the swimmers now closing in on the turn marker. It looks like
it's a Summer Strand cap in front. Summer Strand cap just on the right-hand side of the field, now about to hit that first turn can. And she's got a narrow little lead, but nothing in it. Plettenberg Bay on the outside. How about the surf swimming coming out of Plet these days? Stanford really putting in some strong surf swim. So currently there is nothing in it. We have got Summer Strand, Plettenberg Bay, and Plettenberg Bay, as well as on the outside, just trying to pick up that cap, another Summer Strand cap, and then Big Bay. But all of them are together, Stanford. And at that next turn can, this is going to be a critical turn can for these swimmers. So if we have got that on the screen, watch how these swimmers turn and see who comes out of this turn first, Stanford.
And they're all swimming in the wash of the other, so some of them are saving energy. They're just being pulled along by this current that the leaders are creating, and now they head for the beach, and it's going to be a close one because they're fanning out. It's going to be a line of swimmers as they head to the line. There's nothing to help them from the ocean at the moment, just a little bump coming past, nothing behind that we can see. And they're fanning out even more as the under 10 girls come to their finish, and the girls are now coming across the sandbank. We have Plet have gone into the lead.
Well,
Plet in the center, Summer Strand on their right-hand side, and Plet on the far side.
There was a great turn by the Plettenberg Bay girl around the can, and she went from the shoulder of Summer Strand right into about a half a meter lead, but still nothing in at Stanford as they come into the finish line. Plettenberg Bay holding a narrow lead, and she is being sandwiched by two Summer Strand caps and a Big Bay cap on the left. There are 4 girls in this race here, currently vying for a gold medal. Stanford heading into the short break section. A bit of a short break coming up. We have got some exciting finishing to look forward to here. What's going to happen next?
Oh, and they'll just miss that little shore break. There's a wave coming back from the back, but our top three are now sprinting. Who's up in first? Who can duck dive? Summerstrand duck diving. Two of them. Here comes Plet with the longer legs. Here comes Summerstrand. Look at Summerstrand sprinting out the water. Summerstrand win gold. Plet second. Summerstrand will get bronze. And it's Big Bay in the fourth position, followed by Mshlonga, Summerstrand, East London, and Clifton.
Well, those are 7 positions. 1 more point left. Will Fisher take that last point? And she does. Well, that was an exciting race. How about 4 girls racing shoulder to shoulder there in the under 13 girls surf swim final? And I got to tell you that there was great composure being shown by that Summerstrand girl. She was our early leader. She led into the cans. A great turn by Plet to take an early lead, and then coming back for a finish.
Oh, and look at the wave that's coming in now, how this would have changed that whole race. It wasn't there when they needed it, but they all finished strongly, and well done to Summerstrand, holding their nerve and getting up at the right time, and then just striding out for that gold medal.
Look at Durban Surf and Summerstrand. They were sprinting hard for the finish here. Look at these girls at the back end of the field sprinting hard for the finish line. It just shows you that that it is not just about the medals, but it is about racing hard. If you're on the live stream, here we can see some replays watching. Now these aren't replays. This is actually the start of the under 14 boys surf swim final. So in the water now.
So under 14 boys surf swim finale. A lot of them leaving lip nippers at the end of this season. They'll be joining the junior ranks next year. Llandudno out in front. Durban Surf, Llandudno. They're going 1-2 at the moment, and there's also looks like a Plet cap amongst them.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Stanford, that right now my money is going to be on the Sebastian from Clifton, and he is certainly a class surf swimmer, but he's not having it all his way, as Riley Smith from Llandudno and the Durban Surf Cap trying to see who that is. But Sebastian Cudmore, the person we call the cloud tickler with those long arms, a slow, easy stroke, belying how hard he is actually going right now. He's got Durban Surf on his feet. Durban Surf always going to be strong in the surf swim. And Riley Smith from Llandudno, look at those arms going. That is just pure fitness. If you had to take a terrier and teach it how to swim laps, you would get Riley Smith, because that is the character that that young man has here in this surf swim and in all his athletic endeavors. What's it going around the can there? Is that Sebastian Cudmore still in the final, Stanford?
And these guys are striking back. There's a little bit of a swell coming through that'll push them ahead slightly. Clifton still in the lead from Durban Surf. And these guys, some of them leaving nippers this season. All our newcomers to the nipper movement, they lined up, the boys under 9 for their beach run, their first ever nipper champs. And they've got their last event on their second day. They under starters orders as the under 14 boys now spread out. Also a bit of a line coming towards the finish. There's going to be a couple of swimmers in line for a medal here. There's a swell coming across the sandbank. It's still Clifton out in front. Durban Surf chasing.
Look at Clifton pulling away. Clifton, that is Sebastian Cudmore, and he has said, you know what, I want this medal. Clifton is pulling away, but coming into a strong second there is the other Clifton cap. Might be, is that little Tristan? Not sure, but a strong finish for Clifton, coming from 5th, 6th position into second, and not content with that. Sebastian Cudmore has got the legs. He's the tallest of the lot. He's going to be able to stand up soon and take a gold medal here. Sebastian Cudmore up and running. A brilliant swim by Sebastian Cudmore from Clifton. But look at Clifton in second place as well, swimming themselves into a second position. Clifton is going to go 1-2 here. Is that Mshlonga Rocks picking up for third? Durban Surf a disappointing fourth, and there comes Riley Smith from Llandudno in 5th place. Well, on the screen now, if you're watching a live stream, you'll be watching on the screen scenes of the swimmers coming across the line. There was a big first pack there. Here it comes Summerstrand, Clifton and Fishhook. And these are our surf swimmers finishing the race. You'll see them going hard all the way through the field, wanting to get one cap ahead
Clifton under 12 beach team manager to see Yella Mainsma in the tower. And look south, ladies and gents. These little youngsters have had a wonderful day. Summerstrand coming through to win under 9. Beach run. Summerstrand go 1 and 2. Marine will be in 3. Fishhook in 4. And Umslongerock's 5. Landudno 6. And they're flying across the line. They don't know when to stop. They just keep running.
Well, on the live stream, you're just waiting for a link to Dave McLeod to interview the winner of
Well, the surf swim is no place for the faint-hearted, as you've just seen in Sebastian's victory here in the guys' race. The girls' race looked just, first of all, congratulations. That was a fantastic swim.
Thank you.
You must be super chuffed. Did it go according to plan?
Well, kind of. I just didn't know all of them were so fast.
It was also really tough because there was such a big bunch at both turns.
Yeah, there was a lot.
Beach run. That's up next to conclude that arena.
Well, right now on screen, if you are on a live stream, we are just sites of under 13 and 14 arena. A lot of athletes and team managers and coaches in the arena there that are waiting for the next event. Our next event here is going to be the surf swim final for the under 14 girls. And got to tell you, Stanford, you are going to have to do a lot of convincing for me to tell me if anyone is going to be beating Rebecca Fury in this surf swim final. She is what I like to call the ocean gazelle with that graceful swimming stroke of hers.
And she's certainly going to have a few people trying to keep in touch with her. But let's wait and see what the ocean delivers at the time of their start.
Well, I can tell you that we've seen, especially in the likes of Maria dos Santos from Hearted Reflection, some swimming from those inland clubs. And currently calling our under 14 girls to the line. And that's the sites that you can see on the live stream camera if you are on live stream. And if you are not on the live stream and you are on the beach, on the left is the facing the ocean is the surf swimming happening in the under 14 arena, and on the right the beach runs are concluding. Looks like the under 9 girl beach run is about to get underway. Right, so while our viewers and our people are watching the sights and sounds of Kings Beach here, Nelson Mandela Bay, I just need to call James Thompson to the tower. So currently waiting for the under 14 girls swim run. We're going to leave you with some sights there. We'll be back with some commentary shortly.
Girls under 9 in the beach run. They now under starters orders for their last event of the day. Away go the girls under 9s, their final event of the day, heading down south towards MacArthur Bath. A nice flat beach, a hard beach, and it's going to be a quick run for them. They're giving it their all, they're sprinting ahead. We'll soon see who's got the stamina, who's got the endurance, and who runs out of petrol first. So the girls under 9, they're a quarter of their way through their run. They'll be turning and heading back to the finish line. And a big thank you to all our men and ladies in the white and blue, our officials from the 9s and 10s arena. That concludes their arena for today. And the 13s and 14s are still active. So the beach run now, the leaders will be at the turn. They'll be heading back along the shoreline and the officials await. It's the under 9 girls beach run championship. And it's going to be a Summer Strand girl who's going to win this one. Summer Strand running away from the rest of the field, but who can have this one?
thing. 6 foot what?
6.
6'6". Okay, I'm going to have to jump here.
Tough competition with Troy, rest of the field, but after doing all these events, felt pretty good to win again. Enjoyed.
You're still not done, eh? You've still got iron to come.
Yeah, still got iron to come. Really tough competition there. Riley Smith, also very confident boarder. So a little bit nerve-wracking, but I think I can do well. Yeah.
Does that inspire you? You want to be up against very strong competition. There's no point in going up against a field that you just think you're going to take the best of.
Countryman. Yeah, it gives you more incentive to wanting to do it. It gives it more of a, how do I put this, a meaning to winning. Like, you feel more accomplished with it.
Do you feel like it actually brings out the best in you, the more the pressure you're under?
Yeah, I feel like the nerves all gives me, as soon as I get into the race, it all just kind of irons out and I just focus on what I need to do.
The hotter it gets, do you get cooler in your head?
Yeah, we can go with that. Yeah, it does.
So I hope Bishops was watching. I mean, you managed to book off this week.
Yeah, luckily I got a book off. But yeah, I hope Bishops is watching, I really enjoy the school. Yeah.
And a good one for the club as well, because this Nippers competition is turning out to be quite intense.
Oh, yeah. Getting super intense now with competition, but the club's super stoked with how we're all doing. Under 14s obviously
right
winning
the
the age group, 1 point behind Fisher from last night. So
So
yeah, we're doing really well.
Awesome. Well, good luck for that. Good luck for your iron. It's going to be a good one.
Well, thank you, Dave, for that interview of Sebastian Cudmore, and hope that you didn't hurt your neck as you were trying to look up to him, because he was definitely looking down towards you. What a tall boy that is, and such a gentleman. Wonderful to hear about Sebastian's race and also about his swimming. But right now, we are looking at the under 14 girls surf swim final, Stanford.
And they go into a fairly flat sea. They've got a little shore break. Some of them just jump over it and keep running. It's a lot of duck diving from some of them, and a good start by our leaders from Llandudno on the right-hand side. We see a Clifton cap going strongly, getting into a good stride, pulling hard. Clifton lead right from the start, and then in second spot it looks like a Durban Surf cap. Durban Surf, they're all red with the white logo on the sides. But out in front, it looks like Clifton are just swimming away with it at the moment.
Well, Stanford, that is going to be the Ocean Gazelle, Rebecca Fury. This girl, if there's one thing that this girl can do well, she can swim. And that stroke rate is much higher than I'm used to her seeing. So she definitely wants this gold medal for her final surf swim of her Nipper career. Absolutely pulling away from the rest of the field is Rebecca Fury as she hits the first turn can nice and clean. She's got some open water, and behind her it is currently a race for second place, Stanford.
Yep, it's all about the second and third. Third and fourth are now catching up to second, but Rebecca Fury is just furious out there. She's just churning through the water. Great to see the water safety officers not making any impact on this race, because they were dropped off after the start, so they weren't sighted on. But Rebecca Fury now sighting on the green-yellow. She's going to hit that and turn to her right. There's a little swell coming past them. She sees that the ocean's still alive. It's not completely flat. She'll be hoping for a wave on the way back. There's another little dent coming towards us. But Rebecca Fury of Clifton now swimming hard. She's pulling on those arms, kicking hard. The gap isn't really opening. They're all maintaining her in her sights. Second place, it looks like Summer Strand are coming into second at the moment.
Exactly, Stanford, and I got to tell you that she opened up an early lead, Rebecca Fury did, and really put the hammer down, caught those girls unawares, but that lead has not opened up since the back of the turn cans, and actually right now that gap is closing. So our Ocean Gazelle is under pressure here from Summer Strand. Both those Summer Strand girls are pulling hard and are just onto her feet. Stanford, if we get a bit of a shore break here, this might change things, and this will be a major upset. Rebecca Fury still currently in the lead, swimming hard and pushing hard for the line, but Summer Strand is right on her feet. What's going to happen in the finish here, Stanford?
Oh, it's going to be Summer Strand second, third. Kings Beach also coming with a charge, but here comes our leader from Clifton. She's about to feel the sand under her fingernails, and she'll stand, but Summer Strand's not stopping. They're just swimming. There's a little shore break coming. Rebecca Fury stands and runs up to the beach to the finish line. The dice is on for silver and bronze. It's Summerstrand, and Kings Beach. What a great race, ladies and gentlemen. Let's applaud our top 4 ladies. Clifton, Summerstrand, and Kings Beach.
Well, what
well
an incredible
done.
swim there by those 4 ladies, opening up a commanding lead. And I'm going to tell you that these 4 ladies are going to be doing surf swimming against each other for years to come. We're going to see if Dave McLeod for the live stream can get an interview there with Rebecca before she goes up to hand in her number, or possibly afterwards. But here, the rest of the field coming across the line, the back of the shot there, you can see them running hard for the line. Top 8 score points, and that's what they're racing for. And after that top 8 position, they are just racing for the skull cap pride, the pride of the Scully.
And good to see East London coming through in 5th, and then 6th and 7th. Hardy's Reflections, one of our inland clubs, and really mastering the surf here and the shore break here at Kings Beach. And these all these ladies coming out the order now. They've had a busy day. We started off at 8:30 this morning, 8:15, and it's now 4:30. And they're all competing with whatever they can. They're throwing their all into it, and well done to all our 12s and 13s.
Well, Rebecca Fury boarding that bus for gold on the corner of absolutely and nothing going to change here as she takes that gold medal. She ran into the water hard. She got her nose and her arms and her head in front, and then it was half her body, and then it was a whole body, and then it was 3 bodies ahead, and that's what maintained. I've got to tell you though, Stanford, that you know, right now we're watching the sights of Kings Beach as we're waiting for Dave McLeod to catch an interview there with her. How about the swim for the 2 Summerstrand girls? I'd like to see if I can find out those names quickly, because those are certainly some names to watch out for, and Kings Beach.
Of course, all the names will be revealed at the medal presentations, and nippers, so don't go away. The medal presentations will be up at the clubhouse a little bit later this afternoon, probably half an hour after the last event. And
Well,
we'll be acknowledging the top 3 in every event today.
I tell you, either Madison Fourie, Jenna Kutsia, Mila Aylesbury, Jamie Swelcher, one of those 2 or those 4, it would have been, or Tyler Wilson. What about that? I mean, Summerstrand, how about how many entries they had there in that, or finalists they had in that final? So that concludes our surf swims for our senior nipper age groups. So if you're on the live stream watching right now, I can tell you that all other events have been concluded. The under 9s and 10s have finished their events. The under 11s and 12s have finished their events. Some amazing racing that we saw there today. And right now it is the under 13s and 14s that are running late. Not only have they still got Iron Nipper on their program, they actually also have the beach sprints on their program. So certainly something is possibly going to change there, and the referee is under discussions. But I can tell you, on the live stream in the top left hand corner of the beach, you can see that a bunch of boards are being put down on the line, and it looks like they've decided to run the Iron Nipper finals. Isn't that exciting, Stanford?
Well, what we've seen today, we've got a top class event about to unfold in front of us with the Iron Nipper. We've seen some superb swimming, some superb board paddling, and these youngsters are all super fit. They've been training hard, and it's great to see such a big entry here at the DHL Nipper Nationals of 2022. Over 800 nippers, and the cream of the crop are in the Iron Nipper. So that event is about to come under starters orders. The wind has tapped off a bit again. We haven't really had the easterly that was forecast. We've had more of a very southerly wind. Rain forecast for later in the week for Nelson Mandela Bay, where we have a serious drought crisis. We had a water crisis 2 weeks back, where all our drinking water had to be treated with jik before you could drink it, or you had to boil it. Fortunately, that problem got resolved, but we have a serious drought problems. So please, all our visitors, use water sparingly. Our dams are below 15%, and we certainly have a major water problem. So any rain will always be welcomed, and certainly the forecast is for Thursday, Friday, will be some precipitation coming onto the beach area. Well, nippers and parents and coaches, please let's just make sure we leave the beach nice and tidy. Let's pick up any papers, any litter, empty water bottles, put them in the bins. Make sure all your clothes.
Everyone's excited about South Africa's new investment hotspot, Nelson Mandela Bay.
It's really bursting with potential.
It's multicultural, it's cosmopolitan.
It is really the hidden secret of South Africa.
The Kokai Desert, with 11,000 hectares, is located adjacent to the new deepwater port of Ngoka, which is the deepest container port in the southern hemisphere. This area is the investment opportunity of the future.
The eco-assembly components manufacture is very important for this region. We do have very important companies, global companies from both sides, well established in this area. In our case, General Motors is being established here for many years. We are here to stay.
We are within the same time zone as our major trading partners in Europe. And also our location is that we are within the trade route of major emerging economies, both in the east and the west.
Agro-processing is another hot pocket here. We have over 150 years experience as leading producers of luxury mohair, and there's still potential to develop these markets even more.
The multi-million rand conference centre is really the big buzz at the moment in Nelson Mandela Bay.
Local government has done an excellent job in upgrading the city and pledging to continue that upgrade in the rest of the central area, not only in Governor Mbeki.
Very, very good schools, very, very good universities. Some of them ranked like the best in the continent. So education definitely is a strong point on the area.
Nelson Mandela.
Right, as we are on screen now, in the live stream, so anyone watching the live stream, welcome back here, and you can right now see on screen under starters orders is the under 13 boys iron nipper final, and I'm going to tell you that my favorites here are the two Fishhook boys, Riley and Samuel, not because they're just Fishhook and I know them very well just from watching the heats and the semis, but keep an eye also on Liam Stevenson from Plettenberg Bay. Certainly one to watch out for, as is Luke Bird from Marine, and Henry Harker in there as well, and Harry Day, of course. Never forget the day that Harry is in the race next to you, because he will let you know all about it. Under starters orders, Stanford, looks like there's a bit of discussion there with the starter and the judge, but we are waiting for this final to get underway.
And the sea's gone all flat, so it's going to be a fast first leg. The board has picked the southerly wind has just edged up a little bit.
So they're under starters order, Stanford, and away they go. And a good start here is absolutely critical because the sea is flat, and every meter you gain in the start is a meter that someone else has to catch up. It's a meter that you have in your back sky, and you can cash that in a little bit later in the Ironman. And right now, an absolutely looks like they say in Afrikaans, a verbeterde start. It looks like Riley Clark there from Fishhook has got an amazing start in the middle, and right next to him is the Durban Surf Cap. Is that Trey O'Sullivan or
a Summer Strand cap is also
Ben
there in
Watson
the mix.
from Durban Surf? Summer Strand as well is in there, and it's Plettenberg Bay. Liam Stevenson is now taking a short little lead, and we know that this boy can swim. Liam Stevenson, one of our top surf swimmers earlier in the under-13 surf swim. We know he can
out here are going to play even into the hands of a thriller of a final here in the 13 iron, because the wind has ironed everything out. There's actually no surf out here as they head out to that turn can. This turn can is going to be critical, so let's have a careful look at the action here. It's like a rugby scrum as they go around that turn.
And there's still lots of energy being expended, and they're forcing themselves through that water. It's Liam Stevenson of Plet who still leads. He's got the Durban Surf cap right alongside him.
Ben Watson.
He's got another Fishhook cap trying to hang on to the top two. Then Summer Strand in 4. They're coming up to the turn, the green-yellow. They're going to turn and strike their way back to the beach, and it's Plet turning. First Durban Surf right alongside, and they are now looking for some swells to come and help them home. But looking from the tower, we can't see much, but look at the field now, starts spreading out again.
I can tell you right now that Liam Stevenson, the same thing that he did in the surf sim is what's happening here in the iron nipper. He's going off to the right-hand side and opening up the door for Fishhook on his right-hand side. So right now, Liam Stevenson, a narrow lead from Ben Watson from Durban Surf, and on their right-hand side is Riley Clark. Now, Riley Clark, we saw his finish in the board relay final yesterday. We know the boy can paddle board, and he is going to want to just stay in touch here with these swimmers. At the moment, it looks like Josh Huntingford from Clifton is also in there with a shout. Samuel Mocker on his feet. But right now, our early leaders here, Liam Stevenson, Ben Watson from Durban Surf, and Riley Clark from Fishhook under 13 iron nipper final.
Well, the sea is playing its part in making sure it's a close race because it's gone flat. There's a little bit of a short break coming past them now. That could help Durban Surf and Plet, but Fishhook coming with a strong finish on the left-hand side of the two of them. Here comes Liam Stevenson swimming all the way onto the shallows. When they stand up, they'll be ankle deep. And Liam Stevenson gets up, duck dives. He's going to come out the water first. Plet leaving the water first. Durban Surf in second. Fishhook in third.
Ben Watson leads, Liam Stevenson leads. Samuel Mocker, that was Samuel Mocker, not Riley Clark from the Fishhook cap. And he is now really pushing in a bronze medal position. Ben Watson, Durban Surf, around the flag first, going to pick up his board. Liam Stevenson right behind them, and they have now first and second. This is now a race for gold there. Here comes Mocker from Fishhook across the sandbank, and let's see if he can close the gap here. Riley Clark is on their tail, so that is our top 4 right now. There's Summer Strand and Clifton. Look at Riley Clark start there on his board. Just about catches up to the tail of Samuel Mocker, and there's nothing in this race yet. Right now, Liam Stevenson fighting to maintain that lead, and this is going to be a race to the finish. Somebody break out the fire extinguishers because this race is on fire.
And Liam Stevenson is still leading. They're coming up to the first turn, and he's got that striped board. He's onto the turn marker now. Durban Surf on the outside.
A critical turn there by Liam Stevenson, making it clean and keeping his board length ahead. But Mocker from Fishhook has done a perfect turn there, right up to Watson's shoulder. And right now, they are tied for second on Liam Stevenson's tail. Anything can happen here on the finish leg, Stanford.
Well, it's also Riley Clark is closing in on them. They're all going to be looking and hoping for a wave. They're up onto the knees now, getting maximum strength through the back, into the arms, into the water. Here comes Liam Stevenson. There's a little runner underneath him.
Both of them on their knees. Both of them on their knees. And can you smell it? They can smell it. They can smell the smell of success as they're pushing for the line. Liam Stevenson now pulling away. Samuel Mocker in second place. And Watson on his tail. Riley Clark coming up on the outside. This is going to be a run to the beach. Liam Stevenson, what an amazing board paddle. Paddling onto a little run. Just a little bit ahead. Liam Stevenson is maintaining the lead here into the shallow, Stanford.
And silver medal, all three on the same way, but Liam Stevenson's got the edge. He's running. Put your hands together, ladies and gents. Liam Stevenson, your Nipper champion. Durban Surf going to get second at the moment. Fishhook third and fourth. They're going to sprint through to the line, but Durban Surf tie up second. Fishhook will be third and fourth. And look at the gap all the way down to fifth spot. Fifth at the moment now. It looks like Summerstrand in 5. Fishhook, Clifton in 6. Summerstrand in 7. And Llandudno in 8.
Well, scenes from the finish here. You can see the exhaustion on these boys' faces here if you're watching the live stream. And just congratulating each other. There is Sam Mocker and our back markers now coming in. Josh Huntington from Clifton. Here comes Harry Day from Llandudno across the line. And what an incredible race there for Liam Stevenson, wrapping up the surf swim and the Iron Nipper titles today, Stanford.
Well, certainly Liam's dad, Neil, will have an extra string in his step this evening. He'll be a very proud father.
Well, certainly, Stanford, that was quite a tense race for me. I had some vested interest there. I'm sure people will understand. And now, back to the action. We are now watching the under-13 girls Iron Nipper. We're going to wait for Dave to see if he can do a quick interview with some of those top nippers. But the action continues in the water. We're going from one event to the next. And this is the girls under-13 Iron Nipper in the water, and the swimming is going.
And it's Durban Surf and Summerstrand and alongside each other as they're heading out. A big thanks to Willem van der Merwe. He moved the safety officers away from the swim cans so the swimmers couldn't get confused. We saw that in front of the DHL tower earlier, but now it's a straight swim. They can see the turn can, and it's Durban Surf now and Summerstrand almost alongside each other. They're moving up to the first turn.
Well, Stanford, just some of the names we can see here in the race here. We've got Bailey Black from Fishhook, Maria King is from Umhlanga Rock, she's in there as well. Daniela Harkis from Summerstrand, keep an eye on her. Amy Rose George from Durban Surf is in this race. Rachel De Sousa from Umhlanga Rocks. Grace Pino from Clifton. Taylor Emsley from East London is in there. Sophia Jackson from Plet, we're going to keep an eye on her. Sydney Pinnock, Emma Netling from Plet, Alexis Fourie from Summerstrand, Lisa de Villiers Summerstrand, Jessie Lee Ladelach from Summerstrand, Hannah Berg from Big Bay, Josie Blaine from Llandudno, and Hannah Wainwright from Durban Surf, all in this race.
Well, Plet were leading, but now we've had a superb swim from Summerstrand. They came out there on the outside. They came right past Plet. They come straight into the lead now. Summerstrand lead as they head back in this, the first leg of the Iron Nipper for the girls under 13. And it's Summerstrand lead. Plet in second, but Plet's got two other swimmers, another Summerstrander on her right shoulder. Summerstrand about to go 1-2. Plet will be 3, 4, 5, 6, all in a line. Looks like an East London cap amongst that lot.
Well,
but out in front, it's still Summerstrand as they head into the wave zone.
Summerstrand certainly dominating this under 13 girls Iron Lady, and Plet in there in amongst the black and the yellow. So Summerstrand lead, as you say, Stanford, and second place currently Plet Big Bay. Not sure who of the Summerstrand girls it is, either Daniela Harkis, Lisa de Villiers, Alexis Fourie, or Jessie Leah Ladelach, can't see, but all four of those girls are in the mix and ready to put up their hand for some medal at the end of the night.
Well, David, at the halfway mark of the swim as they were coming around the back, this young lady from Summerstrand was in 5th place. She just put it into gear and went straight past Plet, and she's coming out the water first. She's had a superb swim. We'll wait to see how good she is on the board, but Summerstrand coming out the water first, and she'll run across to grab her board. And Plet out the water in second, Summerstrand in third, Big Bay in 4.
Let's watch the transitions now, Stanford. A lot can change here in a transition. A good transition can make or break your race. So a hard run across the beach, a pick of your board, and then you want to get a great glide into the water. That can seal the deal here for Summer Strand. Let's see if Pitt can capitalize on a good transition here. A little bit tired, the lungs are burning, just fighting for oxygen. It seems like there might be a vacuum just around your head because there's no oxygen anywhere to smell. A wave comes, Stanford. This is going to push Summer Strand all the way back, and they're all together again.
And Summer Strand recovered quickly but lost 10 meters. Summer Strand just didn't get quickly enough over that shore break, but they now maintain their lead. But the Summer Strand go 1-2, Plet in 3, Durban Surf in 4, Big Bay in 5. These are the 5 that are pulling clear of the rest. 6 is Summer Strand, 7th is Fishhook, but out in front it's a Summer Strand 1-2.
Well, Stanford, definitely today's race has been a swimmer's race here in the Iron Nipper, and if you were a strong swimmer, definitely this was going to count in your favor. You were rubbing your hands together and glee, looking at that flat sea and knowing that only a few little shore breaks for you to contend with. And even on the board race, because you can swim, not a lot of chop and waves to contend with, you got a strong chance in the board leg as well.
Look at East London. Look at East London powering past the 2 board paddlers from Summer Strand. East London have done the... Taylor Emsley of East London has come round the outside. She's come up alongside the 2 Summer Strand competitors.
And taking the lead.
East London is going to take the lead. This is a fantastic board paddle by East London.
Taylor Emsley coming around the outside saying, hey, where is my cape? Put it on, because I want a gold medal.
And here they come. There's a swell building up. This could rejuvenate Plet, but the top 3 are almost...
Here's the wave.
...alongside each other. There's nothing to separate them. They're coming into the shore break. There's a little wave building up behind them. Plet's still trying to stay in contention, but it's Summer Strand and East London in the shallows. Who's going to jump? Who's going to run first?
This is going to be one for the highlights reel for sure. Please, let's see what happens. Summer Strand up and running. And Taylor Emsley pulling herself to the lead, but now back into second place. Summer Strand says, hang on, hang on. I took it in the swim and I'm going to take it in the board. Summer Strand going to take the win. Taylor Emsley from East London in second, and that is going to be...
Plet will be third and Summer Strand will be 4. Summer Strand disappointed there. They were in the lead, finishing 4, and you've got to just give it your all. But well done to Taylor Emsley of East London. What a fantastic board paddle to pull herself into the lead and then finish second.
Well, off screen now, what you can't see is you can see the heartache, the pain, and the spirit of our other competitors finishing this Iron Nipper. None of them giving an inch, even though they are out of the medals. We can now see signs of the finish line. These are the sights and sounds of the finish line there. And how about that? A under 13 girls Iron Nipper race here in Nelson Mandela Bay can provide so much excitement and drama for us to watch. Well, off screen now, and if we can see, it is the under 14 boys Iron Nipper, and we are going to look to the hands and arms of the Cloud Tickler Sebastian Cudmore and the Ocean Terrier Riley Smith for where that gold medal is going to come from. Right now, Riley Smith, the Ocean Terrier, is saying, you know what, Sebastian, I know you can swim, but I'm going to take it to you. Those arms are spinning and powering up. He's had a look. He's picked up Sebastian on his left-hand side, and he's going to try and fit into his feet. But what is happening on the right-hand side there of Riley Clark? What cap is that we can pick up? Is that a Clifton cap?
It's a Clifton cap. And Clifton lead slightly from Fishhook.
Right, so around the backstretch now, Sebastian Cudmore has settled into his natural habitat when it comes to swimming, and he is now in the lead in the surf swim, pulling away and stroking for that other can. He wants to open up as much as possible here in this surf swim. Durban Surf is in there as well, Stanford. Let's see if we can pick up who that is. Riley Clark currently sitting on Durban Surf's shoulder, and that other Clifton cap also in there. Could that be? We'll try and pick up that name shortly. Maybe someone can come and help us.
Durban Surf into the turn. They're on the ankles now of
Troy
Riley
McWilliam.
Clark. And Durban Surf having a good swim. They pulled right up to behind our Clifton leader.
Okay, so Drew Hollingsworth putting in an incredible swim to say, hey Sebastian, I know you can swim, but I'm going to hang in here because I know that I can paddle the board, and I am going to put my hand up to try and stand on that top step of that podium. Sebastian Cudmore, although a very classy swimmer and tickling the clouds there with his long arms, is not having this race all his own way. Look at Llandudno trying to close the gap there, but on their right hand side, is that a Summer Strand cap, Stanford? Look at this closing the gap, Summer Strand.
And it is a Summer Strand cap coming very strongly, coming right up alongside our leader.
Well, that is definitely one for the books. That is either going to be Leo Stone or
he's coming right up alongside the
Joe
leader.
Copper Johnson, right up alongside. Now that's a Clifton cap. That is a Clifton cap. Those are the two Clifton swimmers. That is Sebastian Cudmore and just trying to get the name, Troy McWilliam. Well, here we go. Sebastian Cudmore and Troy McWilliam. Clifton 1 and 2.
1 and 2 out the water. In 3 is Durban Surf. In 4 is Umhlanga Rocks. And 5 Llandudno. This race isn't going to go all the way down to the wire. Then comes Summer Strand out the water.
Watch the transition of Riley Smith here. Watch the transition. Those boys better get as much of a lead as possible here on the board if they want to stay ahead of the Ocean Terrier. Right now, Sebastian Cudmore sucking oxygen. There's a vacuum around where he is. He can't just get any air in. Look at that transition. Riley Smith from 4th position straight into a joint first and now taking first place on the board leg.
Awesome start on by Llandudno. Up onto his knees he goes. Sebastian Cudmore is battling on that board. He's a tall young man. He's a little bit cumbersome on it, but our Llandudno paddler has gone right past him. He's now lying down. He's going to be opening up that lead. Clifton in 2nd. Now they're chasing back. They can see a possible medal.
Well, that is the Terrier from Llandudno. He is now stroking for the first turn can, and he said, you know what, I hung in there in the surf swim, now I'm going to make you work. Look at him drop his foot. See that tactic? He dropped his foot there just to turn the nose of the board around as quickly as possible to get a clean turn. He might have had a good transition, but I got to tell you, Stanford, Sebastian Cudmore is not letting go.
He's certainly got his board moving along nicely. He's actually closed the gap a little bit on Riley. And now they both turn. They're heading back to the beach. And it's going to be a sprint to the finish. These two are giving it their all.
Well,
up onto the knees goes the young man from Llandudno.
Riley Smith, he was in that Llandudno winning beach relay team. We know he can run. So right now I would say Sebastian Cudmore is fighting for a silver medal, because coming up behind is, what cap is that? Is that we're just trying to pick up who that is coming in 3rd to pick up like a wave here. That is an Umhlanga Rocks cap. Umhlanga Rocks cap coming. Umhlanga Rocks coming down the wave. Umhlanga Rocks might paddle themselves into a silver. Just not. Sebastian Cudmore needs to fight to stay on board here. He's coming right down next to Riley Smith, but the Terrier from Llandudno is up and running. There he goes. He's going to take the gold. Sebastian Cudmore, what a brave race to take the bronze medal. And look at Umhlanga Rocks, Stanford.
That's a fantastic finish by Umhlanga. They're going to get bronze. Summer Strand will get 4. Durban Surf 5. Clifton will get 6.
Well, that was Gal Bittercourt Marks from Umhlanga Rocks. Wow, Gal, what a finish in the board race.
7 will be Llandudno.
Well, you can see their faces. Here comes Matthew Pincente from Llandudno. And look at this finish here.
8th and 9th, Clifton and Big Bay. Oh, Clifton and Plet. Then there's Fishhook, Llandudno and Fishhook. And all these guys just giving it their all till they cross the finish line. Well done, all our competitors in that race. Quite a sporting spectacle.
Right, so, well, from one exciting race to the next, we went from under 13 boys to under 13 girls to under 14 boys, and here we have now the under 14 girls who are on the line and ready to go. We've got Dave ready to interview our top iron nippers, but we might have to wait for that to happen because we're going to call the under 14 girls who are on the line ready to start. So, no, on the live stream, over to Dave interviewing our 2 top competitors from the iron nipper. and Sebastian Cudmore. But for everyone that is here on the beach watching it live, we are about to start commentating the start of the under 14 girls INIPA. What have we got to look forward to here?
Well, it's going to be certainly as exciting as the boys race. The lineup, we have Zara Veldhagen of Llandudno, Jenna Coetzee of Summerstrand, Erin Burke of Big Bay, Rebecca Fury of Clifton,
Well, what a final,
Kayla
guys. It
Ludick of
turned out to be
Llandudno.
an absolute, first of all, congratulations. That is a race that you will be very proud of in years to come.
Yeah, it is. It's a very fun race. Yeah.
You want it to be intense and it to be decided by small margins, not obvious moments.
Yeah, I wanted to do it now, not tomorrow. Yeah, I'm stoked with the outcome. If it wasn't for any of the competitors or any of the people on the beach, yeah, none of this would be happening. So, yeah.
You got ahead coming into the run-in without realizing that Sebastian was getting onto the wave, because that nearly changed everything.
Yeah, it almost did. But I know that I can sprint fairly well, so yeah.
That board leg, I saw you getting up onto your knees and then getting down. It was always going to come down to the last bit of the board leg.
Yeah, I was getting a little bit of tired and my legs going on my knees, so I was just changing in between both of them.
You win a gold, you want to win it against somebody strong and, you know, in a way that makes it a really worthwhile victory.
Yeah, it's just a nice race, someone that's also gives a nice competition. Otherwise, yeah, it's really fun.
Sebastian, you were jumping on and jumping off. I mean, you got knocked off your board just after you'd got onto it.
Yeah, I was tired. I was more focusing on if I had a distance between Riley, of course, Riley being such a good boarder. But yeah, I think it all just got to me. I didn't pop a wave properly. Then it all just went from there. But Riley 100% deserves this.
You did get onto that last wave, which looked like it was going to give you another card to play.
I tried. I did see the opportunity. I tried my best to get it. I just had a bad dismount off my board, tripped a little bit. He got a massive lead, and that was that. Thank you.
Proper victory, well done.
Thank you.
Back at it. She knows the conditions.
Well, we just want to welcome back our viewers on the live stream, and thank you for staying tuned. What you are seeing now are the scenes of the under 14 girls. Iron Nipper opening up, and the gazelle of the ocean, Rebecca Fury, is opening up here from Summerstrand, and we're gonna call that Madison Free in second place. A bit of a wave coming through. My co-commentator is Stanford Subbard, and he's going to take us through these last stages of the surf swim.
Oh, and there's a bit of a short break coming through, just missed the leaders, and it's Clifton from Summerstrand. They've opened up 20 meters on third, and they've got a whole pack on their ankles. But here comes the short break for our leader, Rebecca Fury. Goes hard, pulls herself onto the wave.
Beautiful body surf.
How's that for skill? Riding the foamy all the way onto the beach.
Well, if you're going to win a swim, you're going to have to win it in style. That's what she's saying. Might as well do it in style. And that is the gazelle, Rebecca Fury.
And there comes Summerstrand now, going for their short break and just missing it. But they'll be duck diving through the shallows. Summerstrand now up and running. They've got to go around the markers to get the Malibu board, and then they'll head off. These two well clear of the rest of the field. Clifton from Summerstrand. In third place, a great swim here by Kings Beach on her home beach. And she's coming out, wading out. She's going to run across to grab her Malibu board.
Here you can see Rebecca Fury in the water, and there's a transition there from Summerstrand. Summerstrand, a good strong transition here. Transition can pull her right up to Rebecca, but Rebecca Fury is up over a wave, and this shore break is going to hold up that Summerstrand competitor, who we think is Madison Free, if someone can confirm that for us. But Rebecca Fury pulling away now, and look at her very confidently on that board. She lies down and she's just swimming that board across to the back cans.
Okay, it's Clifton now about to turn at the can. They've almost got this race all sewn up. The dice is, or second is also all sewn up by Summerstrand. But the bronze medal, Kings Beach, is being hunted down. There's two board paddlers coming up on their tail. Kings Beach have got to do some hard work to maintain their bronze medal position.
Right, and now on the screen and live we can see Rebecca Fury along the back straight of this INIPA. She has opened up a commanding lead and now she is stroking for the finish line. She won the surf swim. She wants to win the iron nipper, and confident strokes being shown here by Rebecca Fury. She has done a lot of work on her board paddling. You can see that. She was not so confident a few months ago, but right now she's saying, you know what, I can do this. It might be flat, but there are still some bumps on the ocean, and looking back, trying to see if she can pick up a wave. She doesn't, not content with just paddling to the beach. She might as well do it on a wave. And here she goes into the short break. Stanford is Rebecca Fury. She is going to be your 2022 DHL Lifesaving Nipper Under 14 Ladies Champion.
It's a fantastic performance by Rebecca Fury as she exits the ocean through
Put
the
your
white
hands
water.
together.
Put your hands together, ladies and gents. Make some noise for Rebecca Fury of Clifton. Our second place is going to be Summer Strand coming onto the shore break, and Kings Beach are doing all they can to try and maintain third place, but Rebecca Fury crosses the line to win, and Summer Strand exit the water to go through for the silver. But here comes the dice now for the bronze medal. Kings Beach have done all the hard work. There's a little swell
There's a wave coming,
and it's a little wave that could upset them. Yo, they're just going to be lucky because East London was doing a hard charge. Umhlonga's come into fourth, but out the water and running for bronze is Kings Beach. Third place to Kings Beach. Fourth will be Umhlonga. Fifth will be East London. Sixth will be Summer Strand. Seventh, Big Bay.
Well, on screen now we can just see all the girls congratulating each other after a hard iron nipper. Kings Beach crossing the line third there. And now a race for the points positions here. Here comes Fishhook. She's going to want to pick up a point for her club. Umhlonga Rocks crossing the line there, as does East London. Getting a congratulation from her East London teammate Summer Strand, Big Bay and Fisher crossing the line there. What an amazing races of iron nipper we just had, Stanford.
Awesome and great to watch the excitement on the beach. The congratulations. These youngsters have had a busy day, and they got another busy day ahead of them tomorrow. But nippers, it's all about fun in the sun, and it's certainly been a sunny, bright and wonderful day here in Nelson Mandela Bay on the shores of Alcoa Bay.
Well, we're going to see if we can get Dave McLeod to do a quick little interview there with Rebecca Fury and perhaps one of the others in that race. So if Dave is around there, we're going to get down to him. So on screen now we can see Dave McLeod, and back to the water shot. So I think, Stanford, that's going to conclude the water events for our under 13s and 14s.
It looks like it, and we're just waiting to see if there's any other thing on the program. Otherwise it's all over, bar the shouting at the medal presentations that'll be up at the clubhouse. The ice creams and cool drinks
that
for the kids.
completes a fantastic day at the office. Well done. You must feel super good about that.
Yes, I'm so happy it's over. Yeah, that was one of the most tiring races I've ever done. Also added to the surf swim. Yeah.
It was an intense afternoon, but somehow the planets just lined up for you. You nailed that wave, which just seemed to make such a difference.
Yes, I love catching the waves on the surf swim, and that wave really helped me a lot because I was done by then. And as I felt it, I just knew I had to go for it, and I was so happy that I got it.
Were you ever able to take your foot off the pedal? Because by the time you got back, you could see you had a decent lead, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I did take it quite easy on the board on the way in. I was just tired. I just waited for the waves to come before I went. Yeah.
This is as perfect a day you could have hoped for out of today.
Yeah, this is the best that it could have gone for me. I'm so happy that it went this way. Yeah.
Has it finally sunk in? Because you look a little bit numbed by it all, to be honest.
I'm just so tired, and I'm gonna go sprint now, and it's so hard, but I'm so happy.
And I must be having the cheering from friends and family makes a huge difference. That'll get you over if you really are finished.
I could hear that the whole way.
Okay. We had a little bunch of admirers that wanted to ask you a rogue question, but I think they've disappeared because it is a really strange one. I think they wanted to know what animals you saw out there.
Well, animals? Lots of sharks. Lots of sharks. Definitely.
Do not listen to Rebecca. Good luck. Finish it off in style today because it's been a purple day for you. Well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Lovely
Come along
to
and
hear
support and
what
assist in the beach sprint track.
Lovely to hear what Rebecca Fury had to say there on the live stream, and lovely to hear what she said, and just to hear about her event there. So what some amazing racing we just watched there in the under 13 and under 14 Iron Nipper events. Man, I got to tell you that maybe it's because we do life saving, or we've been doing it for so long. I mean, we know what the sport's about, but I got to tell you that these are nippers, these are kids, they are doing it for fun, and how exciting was that racing in the world of sports. Just so unique, all these different disciplines in the ocean, in the open water, in and out, through the waves, the lead changing, and the skill that's required from these young kids is just phenomenal to watch. The life lessons that these kids are learning, I got to tell you that honestly, that Nippers is certainly got to be the #1 water safety program, not just in South Africa but in the world. I mean, if you want to do water safety, if you want to do an effective water safety program in the world today, I don't think you have to look any further than Nippers. But then not just that, if you want to do a on the ground life lessons, how to deal with disappointment, how to deal with victory, how to push yourself, how to break through barriers, how to learn new skills, all those life lessons, you don't have to look any further than the Nipper program. And a celebration of that is this, the DHL 2022 Nipper Nationals here on Kings Beach in Nelson Mandela Bay. So while we wait for our officials to gather around the sprint track to finish off the under 13s and 14 sprints, I'm going to leave you with the sights and sounds of Kings Beach while we wait for that sprint track to open up.
The warmth of the African sun, a welcoming smile, where the oceans sound the call to the beginning of a beautiful day. The palpable promise of collecting priceless moments, where the legendary have given their name, and the iconic lay claim to it as home. It is the beginning of the African adventure for which you've been longing, beckoning you to boundless discoveries of this place. A place where nature conspired to give you adventure, where escape in endless seas calls out to your soul, flowing with wondrous creation and dreams come alive. Where your mind's eye could never imagine the beauty to be found in the depths of the sea, or the shores of the bay where your footsteps lead to lifelong bonds, where you cast your spoons and float in sparkling waters. The sound of the air gliding against your skin as your footsteps lead you to new trails, that lead to new kingdoms, where you walk with giants in the company of royalty and capture new patterns. Where there's freedom to try and chase the wind, knowing that the dunes will catch you if you fall, leading you to rivers. A source of fuel for the inventive and imaginative transit to paths of history whose rhythm tells of an electric culture that is the story of this place. A rich heritage filled with beauty and pain, strength, adversity and resilience. A human experience full of color and tapestry that is this place. Its new smells, taste, textures and sounds. A rhythm that opens your heart to the spontaneity, fun and happiness for which our new normal has left us longing can be found in this place. Where the familiar and the new, from sunrise to sunset, fill the streets with life. Heartbeats of people whose warmth of spirit shines bright like stars in a warm summer's night. With arms wide open to welcome you to this place. A place where you make memories. Nelson Mandela Bay.
My foundation is about children who can become great adults if we collectively show them the way forward with strong values and solidarity. Then together we can ensure that these young athletes get the opportunity to succeed. We are all aware of the horrible stories about small children drowning because they could not swim. Teaching them how to swim could save their lives, and the importance and awareness will help them to feel more comfortable and confident in all aquatic areas as well. Some of my present and future projects for my foundation are underlining the importance and reinforcing the awareness of water safety. Being passionate about sport is an amazing gift if one considers the values that come with it.
The warmth of the African sun, a welcoming smile, where the oceans sound the call to the beginning of a beautiful day. The palpable promise of collecting priceless moments, where the legendary have given their name, and the iconic lay claim to it as home. It is the beginning of the African adventure for which you've been longing, beckoning you to boundless discoveries of this place. A place where nature conspired to give you adventure, where escape in endless seas calls out to your soul, flowing with wondrous creation and dreams come alive. Where your mind's eye could never imagine the beauty to be found in the depths of the sea, or the shores of the bay where your footsteps lead to lifelong bonds, where you cast your spoons and float in sparkling waters. The sound of the air gliding against your skin as your footsteps lead you to new trails that lead to new kingdoms, where you walk with giants in the company of royalty and capture new patterns. Where there's freedom to try and chase the wind, knowing that the dunes will catch you if you fall, leading you to rivers. A source of fuel for the inventive and imaginative transit to paths of history whose rhythm tells of an electric culture that is the story of this place. A rich heritage filled with beauty and pain, strength, adversity and resilience. a human experience full of color and tapestry that is this place. Its new smells, taste, textures and sounds, a rhythm that opens your heart to the spontaneity, fun and happiness for which our new normal has left us longing, can be found in this place. Where the familiar and the new, from sunrise to sunset, fill the streets with life. Heartbeats of people whose warmth of spirit shines bright like stars in a warm summer's night, with arms wide open to welcome you to this place, a place where you make memories. Nelson Mandela Bay. The warmth of the African sun, a welcoming smile, where the oceans sound the call to the beginning of a beautiful day. The palpable promise of collecting priceless moments, where the legendary have given their name, and the iconic lay claim to it as home. It is the beginning of the African adventure for which you've been longing, beckoning you to boundless discoveries of this place. A place where nature conspired to give you adventure, where escape in endless seas calls out to your soul, flowing with wondrous creation and dreams come alive. Where your mind's eye could never imagine the beauty to be found in the depths of the sea, or the shores of the bay where your footsteps lead to lifelong bonds, where you cast your spoons and float in sparkling waters. The sound of the air gliding against your skin as your footsteps lead you to new trails that lead to new kingdoms, where you walk with giants in the company of royalty and capture new patterns. Where there's freedom to try and chase the wind, knowing that the dunes will catch you if you fall, leading you to rivers. a source of fuel for their inventive and imaginative transit to paths of history whose rhythm tells of an electric culture that is the story of this place. A rich heritage filled with beauty and pain, strength, adversity and resilience. A human experience full of color and tapestry that is this place. Its new smells, taste, textures and sounds. A rhythm that opens your heart to the spontaneity, fun and happiness for which our new normal has left us longing can be found in this place. Where the familiar and the new, from sunrise to sunset, fill the streets with life. Heartbeats of people whose warmth of spirit shines bright like stars in a warm summer's night. With arms wide open to welcome you to this place. A place where you make memories. Nelson Mandela Bay.
My foundation is about children who can become great adults if we collectively show them the way forward with strong values and solidarity. Then together we can ensure that these young athletes get the opportunity to succeed. We are all aware of the horrible stories about small children drowning because they could not swim. Teaching them how to swim could save their lives, and the importance and awareness will help them to feel more comfortable and confident in all aquatic areas as well. Some of my present and future projects for my foundation are underlining the importance and reinforcing the awareness of water safety. Being passionate about sport is an amazing gift if one considers the values that come with it.
The warmth of the African sun, a welcoming smile, where the oceans sound the call to the beginning of a beautiful day. The palpable promise of collecting priceless moments, where the legendary have given their name, and the iconic lay claim to it as home. It is the beginning of the African adventure for which you've been longing, beckoning you to boundless discoveries of this place. A place where nature conspired to give you adventure, where escape in endless seas calls out to your soul, flowing with wondrous creation and dreams come alive. Where your mind's eye could never imagine the beauty to be found in the depths of the sea, or the shores of the bay where your footsteps lead to lifelong bonds, where you cast your spoons and float in sparkling waters. The sound of the air gliding against your skin as your footsteps lead you to new trails that lead to new kingdoms, where you walk with giants in the company of royalty and capture new patterns. Where there's freedom to try and chase the wind, knowing that the dunes will catch you if you fall, leading you to rivers. A source of fuel for the inventive and imaginative transit to paths of history whose rhythm tells of an electric culture that is the story of this place. A rich heritage filled with beauty and pain, strength, adversity and resilience. A human experience full of color and tapestry that is this place. Its new smells, taste, textures and sounds. A rhythm that opens your heart to the spontaneity, fun and happiness for which our new normal has left us longing can be found in this place. where the familiar and the new, from sunrise to sunset, fill the streets with life. Heartbeats of people whose warmth of spirit shines bright like stars in a warm summer's night. With arms wide open.
Southern Cross 6 and 7 and 8 to KB and 9 to Strand.
Well, Stanford, we are being joined now by our live streamers, people on the live stream watching. You have just watched the ticket handout for the under 14 boys beach sprint final, and while Dave McLeod is going to interview those winners, but Durban Surf there taking that win, and now we are going to have the final of the under 13 and under 14 beach sprints. This is the under 14 girls beach sprint final, and Stanford Slubbert, my co-commentator, has already highlighted who his favorite is, but there is too close to call here, Stanford, for this.
It's going to be a very close finish, so eyes on the finish line, everyone.
We are watching Ella Dorrington from Clifton, Eve Abrams from Strandfontein, Jenna Kutsia from Summerstrand, Kate Brennan from Kings Beach, Tanner McKinney from Durban Surf, Lila Halshausen from Strand, Rebecca Fury from Clifton, and Ashley Higginston from the Strand. 2 Strand girls here in the final. Let's see how we go.
Right, they're coming under starters' orders for the final event of the day. Silence around the track, please. Silence for our beach sprint start.
They're on the start line.
Away they go, a good clean start by Durban Surf down the centre. But look at Strandfontein and Clifton. Strandfontein and Clifton and Kings Beach. But Strandfontein from Kings Beach, Clifton, Durban Surf and Strand. But I think that is Strandfontein that I think got it by a whisker from the Kings Beach young lass. Clifton on the top of the beach looked like she was up there in third. But great running by all these young ladies, and spare thought for Rebecca Fury. She's just won the Iron Nipper and she's back here on the sprint track.
Well, textbook race there by Eve Abrams, and what a wonderful race, a great start, getting herself a body length ahead, and Clifton holding her there, Ella Dorrington, as well as Kate Brennan from Kings Beach, definitely having a great run there. All these girls, though, Stanford, have been competing in these events, and I guess all of them have been very, very busy today. And what a race there from Eve Abrams. We are hopefully going to hear from Eve in a minute from Dave McLeod, and maybe he can interview her. But what do you think of that race?
Well, these girls gave it their all. They've all had a busy day. They've been the beach relays. There's been the heats, the semis, the quarters, the semis, and now the final.
Right, so Dave is going to interview now.
The anxious wait happens. It all started off with a Clifton double, so jump in here because the under 13s, the Clifton domination on the track continued. How was your race?
I've been anxious the whole day, if I'm being honest. It was my one chance at the medals, and I really wanted it. So.
And it was ridiculously close. Did you know? Did you look? Did you have any idea?
I looked to my right when I was running, and I saw the kids next to me, and I just pushed myself. So.
And then it's the longest wait just to watch the deliberations.
Yeah, that's the worst part of it, if I'm being honest. Yeah.
It must make it sweeter though when it finally comes out with that little number one just is gold.
Yeah, I'm so happy, honestly.
So when you had to sit on the sidelines and watch a Clifton 1-2 in your age group, that must have felt flipping awesome.
Yeah. I have no words, honestly. It's amazing.
So yours wasn't nearly as close though, but did you have any idea?
I thought I came second, and it's always with me and like one of my best friends, and it's always just so close, and I thought I came second. It was so scary. I was so nervous.
Were you just in your bubble? Are you one of those people that just runs in your own zone?
I mean, yeah, I try, but I often get distracted. But yeah, I just try to have fun and try to run my hardest.
So the double for the club must feel awesome.
It's so great, and just to like be a part of the Clifton team is amazing. So yeah.
Well, the big cheers now as Eve. We all knew that Eve had won it, but the whole Cape Town domination was busted by Durban Surf properly, because that race of yours, First of all, that was a stacked race. You had some class runners on the line with you.
Yeah, we had a lot of very good runners, and I think it was very, very close. Like, I honestly thought I came third, but because the kid next to me, he was just running so fast. And also that Lindando boy was also very fast. Yeah, I honestly thought I came third.
Your start was awesome. That made it for you.
Yeah, I normally struggle with my starts.
You're kidding?
Yeah, I normally do have quite a slow start, and then I build my way up.
Sometimes it's worse to get a good start, because then you spend the whole race looking over your shoulders to see if anybody's coming.
Yeah, it's often very anxious when you are running, and then you see this kid behind you, and you're like, oh, I gotta go faster. Yeah.
That little gold medal is going to feel very sweet tonight, eh?
It's my first gold medal this whole time I've been at the Nippers.
Well, that is a flipping awesome goal to get. Congratulations, and the club's going to be chuffed as well. It's going to be a super one for Durban Surf. Eh?
Thank you so much.
Good stuff, Will. Eve is going to step in here. Ever since Strandfontein had to go through the drama of that relay, we've just been keeping our fingers crossed and hoping it. You were fantastic.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Describe your race and just talk me through it.
I think all the girls were very good in that race. All of the girls were very good competition. At the start, I had a very eased up start. I was panicking at the start there, but at the end, I think I really just used my endurance and stamina at the end there. And yeah, I think all that goes into it is the training and the people that you have around you when you do lifesaving and sprints. Yeah.
I've got to say, your coach lost his mind when you crossed the line first.
No, so my coach is my dad, actually. So my dad was like, yes, oh my gosh, you're amazing. And I really owe it to my mum and dad, who are both my coaches. I owe it to them. Everything I owe to my mum and dad. They're amazing coaches, amazing parents, and I really just love them. I really do.
And it's huge for the club as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's a very big win. We don't usually win stuff like this. We don't usually win competitions. So I think this is a very big thing for us, yeah. Just puts us on the map these days.
So you've now sort of wrapped up your Nipper career in the sprinters. Now,
Yeah.
what is your ultimate goal? What is your dream? What would you really love to do?
So ever since I started in under 10, my dream, I was coming last in every event, my swim, my flags, my sprints. I really just think that it's a big achievement, and my one goal is to just be able to do sprints, be able to come in top 8, get into a final at least, and I really do think I've achieved that to the most, and I think that was one of my biggest goals, yeah.
Well, the whole thing ended off on a fairy tale here. You didn't just make a final, you didn't just make top 8, you are the national champion.
Yeah.
There's a little gold medal heading for you, and that is going to be awesome tonight.
Thank you, yeah, it will be. I'm excited to see everyone in the crowd just cheering for me, because all my friends will be there. I've made friends with people from Clifton, Llandudno, Fishook, Big Bay, Kings Beach. They're all just amazing, and I wouldn't have been here without them. They're like my number one support is my friends. They're amazing.
Well, that's flipping, and the best thing is, for the 4 that had to deal with the disappointment of that relay, this is a kind of a consolation for them as well.
Yeah, it is. So I really think that it just came down to training and communication in that relay, but we did try our best in that relay, and it was disappointing, but we made it, so it was fine. We finished.
Okay. Well, if there's going to be a people's popular goal today, it was yours.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And that is an absolutely fantastic way to bring down the curtain on day 2 of the DHL Nippers Nationals down here in Nelson Mandela Bay. It's been a beautiful day for the weather. The racing has been super intense as a showcase for the caliber of talent which is coming through the ranks and is about to move into the junior and ultimately the senior ranks. It was a fantastic platform to show off just what Nippers Lifesaving is all about. All the action continues down here tomorrow morning, and we look forward to catching up with you then.
Well, Dave, thank you very, very much. We couldn't agree more from up here in the tower. Wonderful interviews there from the top runners there in the beach sprints. And what a day it's been here on the DHL Nipper Nationals here on Kings Beach, Nelson Mandela Bay. We're going to leave you now. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you again tomorrow for the next live stream.
nature conspired to give you adventure, where escape in endless seas calls out to your soul, flowing with wondrous creation and dreams come alive, where your mind's eye could never imagine the beauty to be found in the depths of the sea, or the shores of the bay where your footsteps lead to lifelong bonds, where you cast your spoons and float in sparkling waters. The sound of the air gliding against your skin as your footsteps lead you to new trails that lead to new kingdoms, where you walk with giants in the company of royalty and capture new patterns. Where there's freedom to try and chase the wind, knowing that the dunes will catch you if you fall, leading you to rivers. A source of fuel for the inventive and imaginative transit to paths of history whose rhythm tells of an electric culture that is the story of this place. A rich heritage filled with beauty and pain, strength, adversity and resilience. A human experience full of color and tapestry that is this place. Its new smells, taste, textures and sounds. A rhythm that opens your heart to the spontaneity, fun and happiness for which our new normal has left us longing can be found in this place. Where the familiar and the new, from sunrise to sunset, fill the streets with life. Heartbeats of people whose warmth of spirit shines bright like stars in a warm summer's night, with arms wide open to welcome you to this place, a place where you make memories. Nelson Mandela Bay.
My foundation is about children who can become great adults if we collectively show them the way forward with strong values and solidarity. Then together we can ensure that these young athletes get the opportunity to succeed. We are all aware of the horrible stories about small children drowning because they could not swim. Teaching them how to swim could save their lives, and the importance and awareness will help them to feel more comfortable and confident in all aquatic areas as well. Some of my present and future projects for my foundation are underlining the importance and reinforcing the awareness of water safety. Being passionate about sport is an amazing gift if one considers the values that come with it.
The warmth of the African sun, a welcoming smile, where the oceans sound the call to the beginning of a beautiful day. The palpable promise of collecting priceless moments, where the legendary have given their name and the iconic lay claim to it as home. It is the beginning of the African adventure for which you've been longing, beckoning you to boundless discoveries of this place. A place where nature conspired to give you adventure, where escape in endless seas calls out to your soul, flowing with wondrous creation and dreams come alive, where your mind's eye could never imagine the beauty to be found in the depths of the sea, or the shores of the bay where your footsteps lead to lifelong bonds, where you cast your spoons and float in sparkling waters. The sound of the air gliding against your skin as your footsteps lead you to new trails that lead to new kingdoms, where you walk with giants in the company of royalty and capture new patterns. Where there's freedom to try and chase the wind, knowing that the dunes will catch you if you fall, leading you to rivers. A source of fuel for the inventive and imaginative transit to paths of history whose rhythm tells of an electric culture that is the story of this place. A rich heritage filled with beauty and pain, strength, adversity and resilience. A human experience full of color and tapestry that is this place. Its new smells, taste, textures and sounds. A rhythm that opens your heart to the spontaneity, fun and happiness for which our new normal has left us longing can be found in this place. Where the familiar and the new, from sunrise to sunset, fill the streets with life. Heartbeats of people whose warmth of spirit shines bright like stars in a warm summer's night. With arms wide open to welcome you to this place. A place where you make memories. Nelson Mandela Bay.